Yashwant.
Yeah, I've heard the political discussion, and which was pretty much on the expected lines. I mean, Barkha, from the law's perspective, laws are laws. I mean, ironically, as if I say, it is precisely this law, the viewers might remember some of them, that Rahul Gandhi famously tore apart that ordinance, in press club. It was about this particular law only when the ordinance was brought in by Dr. Manmohan Singh, that under such circumstances, there should be a 3 months period given to the member of parliament to appeal, and that ordinance was torn apart by Rahul Gandhi in press club, saying that's a wrong thing to do. And ironically, it's a full circle. It's absence of that ordinance now which has actually resulted in his disqualification today. Law is law. But let's talk about the politics of it, and we have been saying so that, post Bharat Jodo Yatra and post London Yatra, everything, we have seen that BJP has been attacking the Congress leadership quite harshly, and they have been retaliating, and all this has put the spotlight back on the Congress leadership, particularly Rahul Gandhi and Congress. And this also has been, we have seen TMC going to Samajwadi Party yesterday, Mamata Banerjee visiting Odisha and like that, and most of the non-Congress opposition parties not being very keen of looking at Congress as the center stage of the opposition unity, whichever way you look at it. So yes, we have discussed how on this particular point of Rahul Gandhi getting into limelight makes Congress happy and BJP even happier. Sanjay might disagree with that, but that's a probably a fact, electoral fact in that way. I was just trying to, by the time Shahzad and everybody was saying that, I was just trying to look into the tracker data, and actually the last data that I can see on my tracker is basically on till 19th of March. I mean, of course, I will keep an eye on what happens after this, but the gains whichever way you look at it, the numbers of Rahul Gandhi post Bharat Jodo Yatra have been static. They plummeted last year, but they repaired. But still, it is less than the 20% popularity of his party. There is, I'm only talking about politics, Barkha, right now. The big key difference is Narendra Modi's popularity is in 60s, his party is voting in 40s. So basically, he is far ahead of his own party, While in the case of Rahul Gandhi, it's the other way around. Congress in the worst of the town is still times he was polling 20%, but Rahul Gandhi's personal ratings were around 10%. So he has to do that catch up. However, having said that, Barkha, personally speaking, I also feel that there are laws and there are laws. As Mr. Home Minister once said after certain observation from Election Commission, I believe it was 5 years back during the UP election, that ECI had said something on Amit Shah's remarks, and Amit Shah said that अच्छे से अच्छे bowler से भी एक आध no ball हो जाती है, So yeah, I mean, yes, you would argue, of course, Shahzad would argue that there is a bowler who is bowling 6 no balls in an over. That's the problem of the bowler and that team. But I genuinely believe that when you bowl a no ball, the opposition gets a free hit, right? But the bowler doesn't get suspended not to play in the next match. So in the larger spirit of the democracy, what I feel, we need to define this law with much the Supreme Court, either the court or the lawmakers, that there are crimes, heinous crimes. Even today there are heinous crimes of like rape and murder.
And I think that's it. Yeah, I think, sorry, I'm cutting you short just because that's an interesting point that you make. And that's what I was, trying to ask Shahzad in the beginning. God knows I've been so critical of Rahul Gandhi that certainly at this point, the Congress is always complaining that we never have a good word to say about him. But Yashwant is raising this interesting point that tomorrow it could be any MP from any party, and then what happens? So that's something to think about. But Rasheed, very quickly, because you know the insight of the Congress party, and then we'll go back to Shahzad and Sanjay, if you want to jump in.
No, I think, whatever, we can go on talking about the morality, the moral aspect of it, but it is politics that dominates. So 24 has been fast forwarded. As an old person, I think that, this is the kind of thing we are saying. July 1989, 106 MPs from the opposition had resigned against Rajiv Gandhi relating to Bofor's thing, and it kind of, it basically made Rajiv Gandhi government, which had a huge mandate, a kind of, lame duck government. Now, in this context, can we see the entire opposition resigning from Lok Sabha, collectively? I have my own
I
doubts.
mean, highly unlikely, right? I think the point
Yes, you
being
can
made
go on
is that the
saying,
opposition, there's
Barkha,
been
you can
no.
go on saying highly unlikely, etc. But I am just saying the Congress also, even a group of 53 designs, it will be a huge blow to the democracy, and Mr. Narendra Modi will not recover easily from it. He
But
all the options
do
will
you
have.
see the Congress MPs
I
resigning?
see every possibility of it. Let me complete. I see every possibility of it. You see, the fact of the matter is there is no longer. If there is a legal course connection by courts of law, that will take time. That's a separate thing. It is a politics. It's a drastic action that has been taken politically. Again, I'm not touching the legal part of it. And the opposition needs to give a political response, and the Congress will give a political response. That's the long and short of it.
So do you actually think, Rashid, and I take you very seriously, that's why I'm underscoring what you said. You actually think a possible response is all of the Congress members of parliament could resign in solidarity with Rahul Gandhi? Rashid?
No, Barkha, that's what I'm saying. The extraordinary circumstances require extraordinary response. If you go on, weighing various options, etc., it doesn't happen. That I'm telling you. I can quote N.T. Ramana's statement of 1989. What happened? That also was a very drastic action because nobody 106 MPs resigned. But it made an impact, and I'm just saying that 89, and I would agree with Shahzad, 89 is not the same as, 2024 would not be anything like that, but it does put a lot of pressure. And there are states election, there are a lot of things are there. And of course, there is the whole civil society movement type. If Arvind Kejriwal is coming around, you see a lot of action that, I cannot just go on forecasting, but this will all happen.
Yeah.
Congress's organization is zero, but in India, the civil society movement is pretty strong, and they have a lot of
Yeah,
resources.
okay. Before Shahzad and Sanjay come in, Yashwant is wanting to add to your point, the historical context that Rashid has given. Yeah, Yashwant, do go ahead.
Yeah,
Yashwant?
yeah. No, he just followed up that point with that it's 89 or the earlier points of time. That opposition and today's opposition is not the same. Only thing is that Rashid Bhai used that they may resign. What I am saying, they should resign. If they are taking this politics seriously, they want to escalate it further, they should resign en masse and see out. But that's where the litmus test will it be only Congress, if they at all gather the courage to resign, or it will be the other opposition parties. So that is where, I was counting the names or the faces, Barkha, on the footage where, Mr. Khadke's room, how many opposition members were there. I could sense that Professor Yadav was there of Samajwadi Party, Sanjay Singh of Aam Aadmi Party, probably somebody from TMC, but I could not recognize that. Probably. I cannot say, and I don't know. Maybe you can get it. So if they
Yeah.
are there, can they form a unified strategy? Can they do something like that? Which Rashid Bhai is saying that is critical because it's the movements. If you have a movement, can you take it and escalate it to the next level? Can you accept the challenge? That is the big thing to understand.
I was trying to look at the video and see whether I could spot a Trinamool Congress, but even so, it's very different to attend a parliamentary strategy meeting and very different to actually want to give up something of your own politics
Exactly.
in solidarity of Rahul Gandhi, for whom there's no love lost. Sorry to be so blunt in many of the opposition leaders. Let me bring in Shehzad and Sanjay. Shehzad, let's look at the scenario that both Yashwant and Rashid are alluding to, that you could see mass resignations, maybe not from a united opposition, but certainly from the entire Congress party. Would that sort of play out politically to the BJP's advantage, or would that be an issue that you didn't need? After all, you see Rahul Gandhi as non-threatening, as a non-entity, as you just called him.
Barkha, I hope you can hear me because I'm now on the move. So
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Yeah.
Barkha, firstly, just before I get to that question, when this brouhaha is being made, that it has happened so immediately, we weren't given an opportunity. Lalu Prasad, Abdullah Azam Khan and Rashid Masood all have lost their membership in a similar fashion. The moment they were convicted, they don't have the protection of 8(4) of RPA Act. They don't have the ordinance anymore. Lily Thomas kicks in and you lose your membership. So I don't think Rahul Gandhi should plead a special case scenario like some Congress people have already started doing.